Hey guys, it is Veronica, and this is going to be a quick video. Partly a video response to Wild Moon Woman's video on favorite companion books. And I definitely want to talk about that and the ones that I love the most and why. And companion books are pretty important to me. Everyone likes a good meaty companion book. But I like it when it brings something that I don't already know. And after you've been doing it for a long time, you can just kind of scan through the guidebooks and know. And I try to read them, but I don't get through all of them. But if I can read them and things stick, maybe not every card or every little thing resonates, but if something sticks, that's why I always have a working journal that I can add things to. And that's what happens when I'm doing a reading and I look at a card. It may be one deck, but I'll be thinking of the Six of Swords and the Wild Unknown, or I'll think of a saying that'll go with it. And it's funny how different ones will come up at different times. And the one book that I wanted to show that kind of started me down a certain path is one I couldn't find. I'm trying to reorganize things, and in doing it, I just made an unholy mess. So I would have to say number one is Steampunk Tarot. No, I can't find it right now. But what I loved was it does have, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was a black and white image of each card. There's a short description and it goes into it, but there's a quote for everyone. And that was the basis of this journal that I started. And I would put, I've shown the journal before, and I put that, but I would add different quotes with it. And it started me kind of expanding how I look at a card. Like what quote would go with that? And the one that just blew me away, the first one, is these three women. I don't even have that deck with me right now. But the Three of Cups in the Steampunk. So these three women walk into a bar, a researcher, an aviatrix, and a fortune teller. I loved it. Loved it. Fell in love with that. And another one that comes to mind, I love the quotes for the queens, but the Queen of Swords cracked me up. It's a beautiful picture. If you can think of the Queen of Swords in the Steampunk Tarot, and she's got a sword at her side. And the quote, "Of course I will accompany you to the private garden. Don't mind the sword. It's just a part of the outfit." She'll use that sword. And the Queen of Cups. This is a gift. It comes at a price. Just love it. And that really was the basis for when I made the deck that I made. And I've made several decks for myself, but the one that just took off. And I just, I'd have to put that one as number one. Got me started straight down there. A lot of good workbooks, not exactly guidebooks, but I remember this from way back in the day when I first got it. But one of the best workbooks for a deck is the Mother Peace workbook. If you're going to get the Mother Peace deck, one of the most important books to have, I think, is where it tells what the meaning is in each direction. Being around cards, there's 4 different main directions. But this playbook is really good also. I loved it. I've got just stacks and stacks of books around me. But the ones that I'm trying to think of, the ones that just stuck out. Oh my goodness, look at this. 78 Degrees of Wisdom. This book was was one of my first. It was like a staple. I have this small deck, Songs for the Journey Home. And I'd like to find a larger version that someone has for sale sometime. But I really enjoyed the book. The cards are a little too small for me to work with. And I would say that there are several companion books out that maybe even out of print decks that I got the books for before I actually got the deck. A great one that I also can't find right now. And it's, let me get that text message out of the way there. It's a text from my mom just kind of made me go, ugh. the Regina Victoria. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Yes. The Regina Victoria. I bought the book, and it has big illustrations of each card. And when I finally got the set, I gave the book to someone else. Even if you can't get the deck first, if you're able to find certain books, like the Buddha Tarot Companion, this video that was just on that. I don't want to say the wrong name, but I just watched her video and it was beautiful. This is a great book. Even without, it's got each of the cards on there, and it's just a beautiful book. One that I need to go through so I know it better is both. I've got the fairy tale deck, both the Baba and the Lisa Hunt. So I do want to go through these because there's a story behind each of the cards. One of my favorite, where is it? I always like the Baba decks. But I would say second to the steampunk, what I really loved was the book that came with the Alice deck. It's very good. I love that smooth paper, and I'm a big book person anyway, but it goes through the usual stuff and all that. But one of the things I loved was at the end, and it has, you know, what a picture of each, what it means and all that. There's an abridged version of Alice in Wonderland and then Through the Looking Glass. And in the abridged version, they insert the card as it's happening. I've read through this several times, and it's great. It hits all the major points, and that way, if you read through this and you get to know it, it's even better when you use the deck because you know what moment that's from, and that has like every card has like a backstory of what moment was going on when that happened. So this is absolutely, I think this would be like number 2. Number 3 is one that I just got not too long ago, but is filled with such wisdom, it's crazy. The Margaret Peterson guidebook. And Gothica, tomorrow, one of the first videos I do will be a quick flip through of the deck for you. Just a quick flip through. It's a beautiful deck. I've got the trimmed and untrimmed. If you happen to see this, if you have a preference for which one you'd rather me flip through, let me know. So, this woman lives tarot. Each of the cards is a painting. And I said in, I think, my last video, the last page, how to use these tarot cards. It encapsulates what I think about tarot and how I read. So, it's beautiful. My favorite Lenormand, now my favorite Lenormand book would be Raina George's, but Essential Lenormand. But this book, I devoured it. When, this is The Burning Serpent Oracle. It's by Rachel Pollack, and she did the deck with Robert and Place, and you just can't go wrong. Robert, I think I have like every Robert Place deck there is. This one is just full of, for someone who's not familiar with the Lenormand system, still, this was invaluable. I love it. I have a hard time getting Lenormand down. I really would like to. I mean well, but I always go back to it. Just there's still so much of the 78 I'm trying to grasp. I'm not Kelly. I'm Kelly in The Truth and Story. I can't have 15 systems down pat in my head. So, but this one is great. Journey into the Hidden Realm. Haven't finished this one, but this is one that I absolutely, really love and enjoy. I'm just going to go through my favorites that are right in front of me and ignore the rest. The Urban Tarot, which I think is a very underrated deck. It's, that was the Tower. It's, to me, a hybrid deck between Waite Smith and Thoth. I really like it. And the guidebook is beautiful and goes through each card. I think it's great. If you can get the Rumi Tarot book, even without the deck, I think it's a great guidebook. It's a little disjointed on the cards, and it just has a verse. Rumi needs to be read not just like one verse at a time, so I think the book is awesome. The Buckland Money Tarot. Love this deck. And the book, again, if you can't find the deck, but you can find the book, get the book first and be familiar with it. I like the dolly. This one, the 78 cards. Oh, it feels good. It's done well. Look at that. Just look at that. It's great. The weirdest, I've got all these books all around me and new decks, but I'll show those tomorrow. And I want to do a Mother Peace, a video on doing the Mother Peace spread with Mother Peace cards. This is the weirdest guidebook, and I did this. I don't have the deck, but I heard it's being reissued. Hexen 2.0. If anyone has this deck and has used it, and look at the pages. It shows each card. Like, but the book is like this convention. It's like one of those booklets you get. It's like who was talking at the convention and what was going on. And I think this is like would be like a conspiracy theorist. Like, so cool. And when the deck comes back out, I want to get it. But the book just seemed intriguing, so I got it. And those are my favorites that out of like a whole lap full here that I see. And companion books are just like uber important. And I was listening to Nobody Here. The past couple weeks, I just wasn't at a place where I could really make a video. I don't like making videos when I'm way up or when I'm kind of down. This middle ground is the happy spot, and that's when I make the most videos. I don't need to document the ups and downs. But I tell you what, listening to Nobody Here, she literally lowers my blood pressure. I checked. I did it. I checked it before and after. I can listen to her philosophize about anything. And one of the last videos she did, it was different circumstances and different people, but talking about what pulled her into this community and actually making videos and all this, I could identify all the way. And there's going to be a point to this. All the way from Retta, who is my tarot bestie. Retta is a big part of me becoming friends with her on Facebook. She's a big part of me coming out of the tarot closet. She's so brave and brash, and I'm timid next to her. And when we were at a convention, like, I'm cracking up because she's telling this deck creator what she should have done differently with the deck. I'm just going, but I love Retta. And she is worse. Kelly from The Truth and Story, no. It's all Kelly's fault. Yeah, I joke about that, and I do get a lot of decks because of her. But Miss Retta is by far the worst enabler, and we became friends because she saw a picture of some decks I put out, and we started talking. We decided we're not going to buy a deck for 6 months. We're going to get to know the decks we have. I was the first one to break it, but we lasted way further than I thought. And but then we met at a tarot convention in San Jose, and that was before the 6 months were up, and all bets are off. I mean, and we're going to be rooming together at Reader's Studio, and whenever I think of Reader's Studio, I can just envision Sarah Jessica Parker going on, come on. I just can't wait. I cannot wait. We're going to be bad, really bad, but it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Retta, and then this deck itself that I'm making, friends that I did tarot parties for, they loved it, and I was used to clients and friends loving it. But Lorene and Jamie lives close. We meet and nerd out over tarot decks, but their input was it kind of blew me away, because it's one thing newbies liking the deck. I could understand people that didn't know tarot, but for people well established, people who I really respected them as readers to be blown away by the deck. It was like, wow. And it took me another step until it's someone that I had known, but we really started talking more and just jived. And I can articulate myself well. I have a good vocabulary, but I'm going to be 48 next week. And oh my goodness, yeah, 48. And I am a very lazy writer. I love to write, but all E. Cummings style, and I knew in the back of my head that a guidebook was essential, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. And partnering up with my friend who brings not just logistics and smarts, she just thinks of things I don't think of. And I remember the day that she'd given me a couple notes, but that was the day I realized, oh, holy shit, like we really are going to make this deck. It spun me. It was great, but that goes in with this video because it basically made the deck, well, it's becoming a reality because I've got someone that it's like she can get in my brain, but she also adds a thought side to it and can write things in a manner that I can't. I literally send her pictures of my journals and notebooks. So, and she makes sense of it all. So, I've got to thank her because the deck just wouldn't, I wasn't even admitting it to myself, but I just didn't see how I could do it all, and I couldn't have. So, that was basically, but also, nobody here. The point that you made towards the end, though, was this pocket, this community that we're involved in, and we watch each other's videos, and we, people send me messages when they haven't heard from me, or it feels close. It feels good. I feel so lucky to be a part of it. It's real. It's not just an online community. It's real. Those times that I'm not up for making a video, the videos that you guys make help me, help get me through it, and I just wouldn't be doing any of this without this pocket. I'm not talking about the tarot community as a whole. I'm talking about the people I mentioned in this video, the people that I watch. When I get on a live chat, Kelly, The Truth and Story, has it on Saturday. It's like talking to old friends. It's wonderful. And yeah, little by little, it drew me out to, here I am making YouTube videos and missing it. I really missed the past couple weeks not being able to communicate and share. And I'm telling you, I've got a lot. I'm going to do there was another weekend where I did several. I'm just going to split it up so I don't bore the crap out of you, and you can just watch the ones you're interested in. So, if I'd forgotten anybody, oh yeah, I said I'd do that, remind me in the comments, because it's going to happen this weekend. And the last thing I wanted to show was, this is what it looks like. I got some contact paper in for a friend that can't order it where she's from, and I didn't do that. This is why I don't do unboxings. I'm not good with wrappers. I just wanted to show that sticker that came on. I don't know why. It makes no sense why I didn't open this up beforehand. I really didn't think it'd be that hard to open. Anyway, it's brown linen contact paper. Ooh, it feels good. Okay, so here, you can see it. Brown linen contact paper. It feels really nice, and this is what I love about contact paper. It's so thin. It makes decks so much sturdier and resilient and even water resistant, but it doesn't add that much to a deck. So, my friend, now you can see, I opened up my roll, And it's got a pretty good amount. It'll at least do a deck. I found that rolls this size do usually a deck and a half, depending on what decks you're doing. Where like that black, the faux black leather, that can do 3. It's a big roll. It can do 3 decks. So usually with rolls like this, I'll usually get 2, just in case. So I'll probably have to order another one. But it's absolutely enough to do 1 deck. So, and I don't know what this like black and white thing is. Some sort of, looks like a, I don't know, looks like a coloring page or something. That's not usually on there. It's usually just the contact paper. So that was basically what I had to say for tonight. And I will be shooting like a video blast out for the rest of the weekend. But I have missed you guys. I've missed you lots. So the Mother piece, the Margaret Peterson. I think someone wanted to see the Starlight. There are some videos out there though, so maybe not the Starlight. And definitely a video on some new decks. I'm going to do a video on ARC notebooks and how to start an ARC journal. It's really easy. And Levenger works along with ARC. So a video on that. And the last thing is, if you comment and I don't answer, it's because I can't see the comment on my iPad. Like Embrace the Moon. And when I get on the computer, I'm so thinking of my deck, I forget. But I'm going to have to get on my computer and so I can like look and see if I've got any messages or if there's some comments, because I always answer a comment. If I don't answer the comment, it's because I can't see it on my iPad. So there is that. I just wanted to let you know. And if you have a problem where that's happened before, I always put at the end of my video, I put a smiley face for K Chris because I can't. So Embracing the Moon or Embrace the Moon, if you want to leave a comment, just put it under the smiley face. I see the replies. Sometimes I just can't see the comment itself. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to have burgers and hot dogs with my hubby and enjoy the evening. And then tomorrow, besides doing the live chat, I'll be shooting off a bunch of videos. I hope everyone's having a great evening, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this, and I will talk to you soon. See ya!